posting a lot of videos, but we've been busy here trying to get caught up with projects and whatnot in here. Right now we're gonna work on the black Saab. We had already gotten the motor pulled and tore down. The intake valves on the driver's side were messed up because the timing belt broke. And I have a time-lapse video of that, which I will put up. So here is the time lapse of us pulling the motor out of the Saab here. When I had purchased the car, the previous owner said he had the timing belt serviced. More than likely, when the shop serviced the timing gears are plastic aside from one on this model, and I think they might have overheated the bolt to get it to break loose, obviously, and that cracked the plastic gear. So it probably broke, took out the valves on the one side there. So here we are getting the motor pulled, getting ready to tear it apart. But here is the motor. We got it all put back together. We're gonna go ahead and get this thing back in the car. And there's a mouse over there in the corner eating on a stinking trap. But we're gonna get the intake torque down and we'll put you guys on time lapse. All right, so we got the intake torqued on, we got the turbo on, all the connectors technically are plugged in aside from some stuff that needs to be plugged in when it goes in the car. Yeah, I think that's about it. All we gotta do is throw in the car and the air cooler and smaller stuff. When we get the engine up in the air, we gotta put the clutch on. And yeah, take the flywheel off and clean it up a little bit. All right, so we got the flywheel off, we got the engine up on the hoist, and we need to replace this pilot bearing, and got a new one with it. It's got a little dirt on it, but who cares? 7/8 socket, which is the only thing I can find that's even remotely close, and it sits on the outer rim. So I gotta drive the old one out and then press the new one in. So we'll see if this works like it should in theory, if I don't go smashing my fingers. That's the old one. And then you'll obviously want to make sure that it doesn't have trash and crap in there. But see, now what we're gonna do is, instead of doing it that way, where you drive it where it's got the recess, because if you drive it with this side, then obviously it'll pop out, whereas if you're pushing a new one in, you want to do it on this side, so that kind of stops if you go too far. The hard thing is just getting one of these things started. Here I'm torquing the clutch plate on, but to clean up the flywheel surface, I took a DA sander with just some 80 grit sandpaper and 120 and kind of cleaned the surface up. We got the motor put in here in this frame, and then we go through and button up the rest of the components. All right, so we got the motor in the car. As you can see in the time lapse, we got everything put together. This is gonna be like an actual first attempt at startup, and it might totally flop, but we're gonna give it a shot. So here we go. I'm gonna hop in and turn the key on and see what happens. I can't flip you around.
battery's dead.
All right, so we're gonna try it again. The battery was dead, and the other battery was dead. So we're gonna give it a shot. Here we go. All right, so we got it figured out. It was the there was air in the lines or something, because whenever we went to start the car initially, there was no fuel in the tank. So I think that's probably what it was, because once we pulled one of the lines, that we could actually start hearing the fuel pump going. Yeah, and it starts up and. Sounds good. All right, guys. Well, we got it running. We got it all put back together. We're good. Tomorrow we're going to get the hood on and bleed the coolant system and stuff, make sure it's got all the fluids it needs. Give it a test drive, and we'll give you guys an update then. Last night we got the black Saab all buttoned up. We got the motor in, everything put back together. It was kind of just like a rush deal, just to kind of get the car running. Wanted to see what kind of shape the car was in, because this car eventually will end up being blown apart and built. But for now, it's just going to be kind of used as like a daily driver. So we had gotten the motor together and we put it in last night. We got it roughly running, and then this morning I replaced a couple sensors on it and wanted to fire it up. So here we go. Alright guys, thanks for tuning in to Boost and More. We've got some videos up on the channel, but as you guys know, I've been busy. Haven't had a lot of time to really devote anything to the YouTube deal. And it's something I've kind of wanted to get into for a while. And I mean, we have plenty of projects. You know, this one, for instance, the black Saab. We have a silver one. My brother's car, which is an 02 Bug-Eye. You know, customer products, how-tos, you know, that kind of stuff. We want to kind of get into that. We're still going to be obviously building product and stuff. That's going to be a never-ending story. But having something on the side to kind of do for fun, because being here, like I'm here a lot, and kind of being able to blow off some steam and do this kind of stuff is a lot of fun. So we got the black Saab running. It runs good. I'm excited about it. Now it's got to get the hood buttoned up on it and kind of use it for a daily for a little bit. But thanks for tuning in, guys. Like, subscribe. Check out our Instagram and our Facebook and our website as well. And as always, thanks for tuning in, guys. I appreciate it, and I'll talk to you guys later.